The Eagles made their way from Monroe County to Marion County for this Week 7 action with the Eagles and the Wildcats. Columbia coming off the impressive win last week, the first win of the season, when the Eagles defeated the East Alton Wood River Oilers. And they're going to try to do it again here tonight in Salem. Welcome into the Aces Wild pregame show. Alex Schlemmer and Jared Germain with you once again. And one quick kudos goes to Josh Rushing, the man on the computer. Just fired away for about 20 minutes worth of stuff and got it all done and crammed in. So thanks for Josh for joining in with us once again here tonight. And Jared, coming into this action here on the Aces Wild pregame show. Beautiful night for football.
Yeah, we finally got that good weather that we've been waiting for all season long. It's definitely going to be a lot windier tonight, it looks. I think the high tonight is around 45, 50 degrees. So, and it's our first grass game of the year. We've played on turf all season long, and I think it's our only grass game of the year. So a lot of stuff going on tonight.
Aces Wild has their rib war going on tomorrow. 11 o'clock is the rib war, going until about 4 o'clock. Live music at the end of the night. So if you're bored tomorrow, it's going to be a beautiful day. They're going to have some chili up there for everyone since the temperatures are finally feeling like fall. So head on up to Aces Wild for the rib war tomorrow. They have their Queen of Hearts drawing every Thursday night, 7:30, benefiting the Columbia Fire Department. Currently sits $8,788 in the jackpot, and they are on a new board, so only 2 numbers were taken off of the 54. So plenty of opportunity to go up and win some money and support the fire department at the same time. Whenever we talk football here now tonight, Jared, you did mention that it's
pretty nice little setup down here in Salem.
They got the Wildcats at the 25-yard line, everything. So great field, great shape, and like you said, wind's going to be coming from right to left, coming out of
from the school right onto the field.
Yeah, I got the school to the right side. Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for us last week,
three wins in a row.
Homecoming team gets the win. So hopefully the Eagles are able to stop that tonight. We'll see what happens in about 15, 20 minutes whenever kickoff starts. Got to thank the Booster Club for getting our meal for us tonight. They got Chick-fil-A. It was just a quick and easy meal to be getting on the road. So thank you to the Booster Club for
first play of the game, went 60 yards to the house on that outside run, finished with 5 rushes, 89 yards. Mason Bagley ran the ball 5 times for 102 yards. So just by those two, almost had 200 rushing yards. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, putting up a goose egg, that's anything you can ask for as a coach. Kason Muskop leading the way with 8 tackles. Cooper White with 6, and you just had guys flying around, and especially on that defensive line, guys were getting in the backfield and creating open lanes for those linebackers and safeties and corners to come down and make plays.
And you got the monkey off the back. You're hoping that you weren't going to go. You got the victory. You got this week. You might try to go for 2 wins in a row now.
Yeah, and coming in here to Salem, they're 3-3, so right now they're fighting for a playoff spot with only 3 weeks left in this season. They'll need 2 more wins to even have a shot to get in that playoff spot. So you know that they're going to come into this game ready to play.
So you look a little bit more at those offensive numbers: 306 yards rushing, 36 passing, led obviously with Vagley 4 of 7, 2 touchdowns through the air, 3 touchdowns on the ground with his 102 yards. Hicks 5 rushes, 89 yards. 8 guys. The most impressive thing, I think, 8 different guys had touches last week, and it was multiple touches. So kind of nice to, when you get those big games, you're able to spread it out a little bit. So we're able to do that. And then Ribbling 2 receptions with 1 touchdown for 30 yards. And Biltman also had 1 reception for 10 yards and a touchdown. Go over to the defensive side of the football. You mentioned a couple of them already. Kason Muskup had the 8 total tackles, the 1 fumble return. And with that fumble return now on the season, the Eagles are evenly matched, I guess you would call it, on the turnover ratio. So they're even. Cooper White, he came in. We said his name a bunch in previous weeks, and we said his name a bunch last week. 6 tackles. Cam Janik with 7, and another good thing here, 25 guys making tackles. So it wasn't just one guy dominating, a couple guys dominating. Everyone was in flying to the ball.
Yeah, and it was good to see in that 4th quarter, kind of seeing some guys that really haven't got to see some varsity time this season get a little bit of time in that 4th quarter. You had a couple guys like Josiah Miller and Rowan Lewis, Chase Hendrickson getting in the backfield making plays. So it's always good seeing some of those sophomores and juniors step up and play in a senior game.
Seniors are all getting announced right now. They've got, I think we said 10 of them on the roster this year, so they got 10 of them. They've got their family and friends, everyone. They've got them all the way down. Cheerleaders are going to be announced as well here tonight, it looks like. So still 15 minutes away till kickoff. I think we will head to a break real quick, and whenever we come back, we will talk the Cahokia Conference. We'll talk tonight's opposition, and we will continue going into Week 7 football. We will be back with the Aces Wild pregame show right after this. Welcome back into the Aces Wild pregame show, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed that music. That's what Josh was up to for the last 20 minutes. So a little something new here this week. So, Jared, let's look at that Cahokia Conference standings right there and the schedule off to the right-hand side. The main thing that we're going to be watching tonight, that Breeze Central game. I don't know who didn't do spell check on there. Central and Roxana tonight. That's going to be the big one. Everyone's going to be watching. Freeburg will be at East Alton Wood River. So you look at the breakdown right there, say that's what we kind of expected other than Columbia being so far down. But those top two teams, that's what we expected this year.
Yeah, and those two battle tonight, like you said, and that should probably be the conference championship game. I'm looking at some old stats on here. Roxana beat Salem 57-27. So, I mean, Roxana is the team to beat this season, but hopefully Bree Central can go into there and maybe knock them off, and we can knock Bree Central off next week and maybe cause a tie in the conference.
There'd be all sort. I think we're officially out of it with the two losses in the conference, so we're officially out. So now we just got to play spoiler, and there's been many teams that have done that to us in the past. So it would be nice. Maybe we can do it to them this year. So when you look at that, though, Roxana, we knew they were going to be the team to beat. Breeze the team to beat as well. And then you come into the Salem game, and every time we play them, the score doesn't always show it, but this is always a game that we come into and you think, you never know what's going to come out of these Salem Wildcats. And luckily we've been able to take care of it. But tonight you're looking at the opposing team across the way, and there's pretty big guys over there.
Yeah, I think my senior year was the first time that we ever played Salem. They replaced, I can't remember who they replaced in our conference that first year.
Carlisle?
You might have.
Redbud, Westland, one of those three.
Because we played all those teams my senior year, so they must have replaced somebody else. But, yeah, going in, Salem, you never really know what to expect. Like this quarterback, I think he's played since his sophomore year, started since his sophomore year, so a lot of varsity experience under his belt. And we know that they're probably going to sling the ball around. Going back to last year, I know they threw the ball a lot. Last week I heard that they threw the ball a lot against Breeze Central, even though they didn't win that game. I think it was like 42-7. Breeze Central W, but yeah, you never know really what to expect when you're playing Salem, so Columbia's got to be ready tonight.
So you look at somebody that we always talk about every week, never give him enough shout-outs. Heard it from Howie. Columbia leads this series, coming in 6-0 overall, and they have the point advantage. Like I said, the games, they go our way. We're outscoring the Wildcats 258-80, but it's always a game that you never know what's going to happen. Last week, Columbia snapped their 7-game losing streak, going back to last year, lost in Week 9. lost in week 10, and then obviously started 0-5 this season. So you snap that losing streak, and then we go last season, Columbia, whenever Salem came to us, we ended up winning that game 44-7. And last time that Columbia was here in Salem back in 2021, Columbia won that one 46-7. So a little looking at the dates right there, 10-8, 10-7, 10-6. So always been this week 7 matchup here.
And
so
it's your birthday, Alex.
it
Happy
is.
Birthday,
Yeah, thank
Alex
you.
Sherman.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And so you come in tonight. You heard it from Howie. Like I said, that guy is great. You look over. He's sitting over on the sideline right now. Him and Sharky Klasquin coming in for 15 years. We've talked about that a couple different times, keeping stats for the Eagles. So thank you to those two gentlemen. So let's talk a little bit more here about tonight. We got about 10 minutes until kickoff. 3-3 rather after 6 weeks, and I don't think I could have put big enough times down on that first line right there. These guys are huge.
Yeah, just looking at some of their senior linemen that they got out there: 5'8", 290, 5'9", 260. 6'1", 275, 6 foot, 300. So our guys might be a little bit smaller, but we're going to have to be a lot stronger tonight. Make that push to create some lanes for our offensive backs, and hopefully we can just get out in open space and run those bubble routes that we've been running, and just getting our athletes out in open space and working from there.
And I think that's something that Coach Horner would imagine. He looked at the film and all of that kind of stuff. But you look at this team, they're giving up 193 points, and they've scored 156. So, they're as much as they're scoring, they're giving up a little bit more as well, too. So you look at some of the games, Centralia 34-28 victorious, Alton Marquette 47-13. Then they played Mount Zion, got beat 48-0 on that one. So, they put up two big games in offense and then fluttered out to nothing. They beat East Alton Wood River 41-6, got beat by Roxana 57-27, and got beat by Bree Central 41-7. So if I was Coach Horner, I would imagine the two films that you requested would probably have to be that Roxana and Bree Central game, don't you think?
If you're on Salem's side, you think that those last two games, they've kind of got their butt beat a little bit. So this could be a game that gets them back on the positive side, 4-3, and then working towards a playoff spot. And like you said earlier, Columbia just got to come in here and play.
It's a must end the year out for them.
Yep.
So Freeburg, that's another game. I think those two teams are evenly matched. So, must win for them here tonight. Run heavy, obviously, with the size that they have, but they're not afraid to sling it and throw it around, and that's why they have the points that they're putting up this season. And like you said, I don't know if we're going to be running through the tackle or between the tackles too much. We might have to be going around. So you're going to look at somebody like a Jace Nelson, and he's going to have to get on his horse. And same way with Logan Hicks.
Yeah, and I think also a guy like Riebling and even a kid like Denny. I know Denny might not be the quickest of them all, but he's big and he's hard to bring down. So I think tonight we got to, like I said earlier, use those bubble screens, run a couple Jacksonville Jets, arrow routes, whatever can get the ball out. And make those big linemen have to come outside the numbers and chase you down.
When we talked to Coach Horner on the Holton Meets Coaches show this week, he said, every week we always talk and joke and laugh, control the line of scrimmage. He said our boys are going to be outmanned at 100 pounds at some points this week. So controlling the line of scrimmage and protecting quarterback Mason Vagley going to be pretty big. And I think I could see Mason rolling out a bunch tonight.
Putting his head down?
Yeah, just rolling out and giving himself some time. Yeah. Giving himself some space and everything. But then the only thing that scares me about that, as a former quarterback, when you get hit once, your clock speeds up a little bit quicker. Yeah. So hopefully we will be able to see Mason stay in there a little bit longer and maybe deliver some throws that he's been able to throw last week and even in the previous weeks as well. The band is now getting announced for senior night here, and it's starting to fill up a little bit down here. Columbia didn't travel too well, so if you are listening and a Columbia fan, make sure you let us know where you're listening from. We'll try to give you a shout-out. Text, Instagram, X.
There you go. You got it this
You
week.
can do it all, yeah. X. I didn't call it Twitter this week. Tonight's officials, while we're getting ready, about 5 minutes away from kickoff, are Art Ashbrook, Mark Goldman, John Green, Darren Jenkins, and Doug Steinmetz making the trip to Salem as well. So another wonderful night with Cahokia Conference football getting ready to get kicked off here. Beautiful field. When we come back, we're going to go.